When I inherited a piece of land from my grandfather, I thought the only thing I'd have to worry about was mowing the grass and maybe fixing up the old cabin. What I didn't expect was to discover that someone had already been living there for years. That someone was none other than HOA Karen. The property sits on the edge of a suburban development, and while my land isn't part of their HOA, it borders the neighborhood's fence line. Apparently, Karen decided years ago that the cabin wasn't being used, so she just moved her junk into it and started treating it like her own private clubhouse. Patio furniture, lawn gnomes, her son's rusty dirt bike, you name it, it was scattered across my land. The first time I knocked on the cabin door, she swung it open like I was disturbing royalty.
"What do you want?" she snapped.
"This is my property," I explained. "I just inherited it. You need to move your things out." She laughed in my face.
No. Eso es.
"This is part of the community now. You'll need to register with the HOA before you can even set foot here." I raised an eyebrow. Register with an HOA I don't belong to? On land my family's owned for 70 years. "That's how it works," she said smugly. "And since you've been using our amenities," she gestured vaguely toward the neighborhood pool behind her fence, "you already owe fees. You'll need to cut me a check for back dues." I almost choked. Not only had she been squatting on my land for 5 years, she had the audacity to demand I pay her. I didn't argue. I didn't yell. I simply said, "Okay. We'll handle this the right way." The very next morning, I went down to the county records office. Sure enough, the land was still deeded to my family. No liens, no easements, nothing connecting it to the HOA. That meant Karen had been trespassing and illegally occupying my property all this time. So I filed a report, took photos of her junk scattered across the lot, and hired a lawyer. Within a week, Karen received an official notice: vacate the property immediately or face civil and criminal charges. That's when the meltdown began. She stormed over to me while I was repairing the cabin porch. "How dare you threaten me? I'm the HOA president. You have to join us, you don't have a choice." I calmly pointed to the notice taped to her door. "The county disagrees. So does my lawyer. Pack your things, Karen." She doubled down, of course. Called the cops, claiming I was illegally evicting her. But when the deputies arrived and saw the deed with my name on it, plus 5 years of property taxes I'd paid, guess who they sided with? Karen stood there sputtering as the officer told her, "Ma'am, you need to vacate immediately. If you don't, you'll be charged with trespassing." For the first time, she didn't have a comeback. It took another 2 weeks, but eventually her gnomes, broken lawn chairs, and trash bags disappeared from my land. When she finally left for good, I changed the locks on the cabin and put up a brand new fence with clear private property, no HOA access signs. But I wasn't done. Remember those back dues she claimed I owed? My lawyer turned it around on her. Since she'd been squatting and using my land for half a decade, we filed a claim for damages and unauthorized use. Between legal fees, county fines, and the settlement, Karen's little clubhouse adventure cost her HOA nearly $40,000. The best part? At the county hearing, the judge looked directly at her and said, "You should be grateful he isn't pressing criminal charges. Count your blessings and stay off land that isn't yours." Now every time Karen drives past my ranch, she speeds up, eyes glued to the road like she can't even acknowledge me. Meanwhile, I'm fixing up the cabin, enjoying weekends by the fire pit, and laughing at the memory of her trying to bill me for dues on my own property. She thought she could bully me into her HOA. Instead, she ended up paying me for the privilege of squatting. And trust me, she'll regret that move for the rest of her entitled life.